Yeah, okay.
or autograph them.
All right.
I'll bring that up in roundtable. The additional cleanup.
You don't want me to bring it up in
No, I'm
nuisance?
going to. No, like, to let people know. I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
Oh.
It's okay with everybody else.
Okay.
I wanna go ahead and do it regardless. If it's okay.
Okay, we ready?
I'll bring it up.
All right, we'll call the Village of Mount Sterling Council meeting for October 24th, 2022 to order with roll call, please.
David?
Here.
Bill?
Here.
Joyce?
Here.
Becky?
Here.
Rob?
Here.
Andy?
Here.
All's present.
Okay, Dave, you want to lead us in prayer, please?
Lord, thank you for providing for us day in and day out, Lord. And Lord, be with our village tonight and touch it with your loving hands, Lord. Be with our council and our mayor and our protection sheriff department and all the other departments. In Jesus' wonderful, wonderful name, amen.
Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now I'd like to have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from a council meeting held on October 10th, 2022.
You have that motion?
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Joyce, Bill?
Roll call?
David?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Okay, Mayor's report, I have just a couple of things. One, West Jefferson has done this for a couple of years, but it's open to anybody, I think, in our county. It's a sensory-friendly family photo shoot. If you know anybody that has children that are autistic or whatever, family photos are a very difficult thing for them to do in a traditional setting. So they've been working with the Autism Society to do this, and it's very successful, the way they have it set up. It is this coming Saturday from 9 to 12:30. You'll just need to register, and if anybody needs information, call or check in out front. The second thing I have is from the Humane Society, so if you are paw-friendly and you want to support them, they are having their annual dinner and auction November 12th at Der Dutchman Bakery, or Der Dutchman Restaurant in Plain City. So that information will also be out there. So that's what I have for this evening. President Pro Tem Andy.
Thank you. I'd like to draw everyone's attention to that picture frame right there for just a second. That is a big deal. So just a few thoughts for this evening. We have officially reached the end of fiscal oversight. That is a huge, huge achievement, and looking back over the work that was done, it's hard to say anything other than the results speak for themselves. We're out of it. We're done.
Bravo.
We're done with it.
Yes.
This village is on solid fiscal ground. It's well-run, and most importantly, we're committed to open government and community involvement in everything that we do. With their help, we learned how, or I should say relearned maybe is the better word, to crawl and to walk, and now it's up to us to do the running part. So I'm very excited to see us all getting ready to do that. I'd like to personally thank all of the individual members of the board for their continued involvement over almost 6 years. So it was a lot. These are our friends and our neighbors who agreed to do, honestly, a not very glamorous civic duty, and they did it really, really well, and I appreciate their involvement. It was a lot of work. And frankly, it helped us move on from what I think is, everyone would say, is kind of a dark time. In the community, I realize there are those who will have a very difficult time forgiving or forgetting what has occurred, and I don't necessarily disagree with that. But what I would ask everybody to do is spend more time and put more energy into looking forward and help us invest in the village and grow the village. We've seen some early results of that already with the building that's happening right now. We're one of the few villages in Ohio. It's gone up in population, not down. That is really, really important. People want to come here. People want to raise a family here. And all of that says to me, there's good people here too. Everyone should know your council is in the middle of putting together the budget for next year, which will also include projections for the next couple of years. Your tax money is on the line, so copies of everything that we're considering will be in the lobby in case anyone wants to see the individual line items. They're public records. I'll be honest, much of it, and I think a council would agree with me, is not particularly pretty. My favorite, my personal favorite, is a request for pump bearings and mower spindles. They gotta have them. They gotta have them. But we're trying very hard to be thoughtful and navigate through what I believe many are saying are some potentially choppy waters in the next year or so. We're using tools like the capital improvement plan, which we get in draft form right now, to start prioritizing how and where those dollars are going to go, and most importantly, benefit the community. Finally, we're always looking for ways to reduce debt, manage new borrowing, or simply avoid it altogether. If you have a debt, last time I checked, you typically have to make payments, and that's money that has to come from someplace. I say all this because it is budget season. Of course, it's on the minds of everybody in front of you, mainly because we already have a significant debt burden right now. And we will be shortly deciding how to finish off the remainder of the new water tower. Do we borrow? Hopefully we get a grant, knock on wood. Where's that money going to come from, and how does it happen? The public's thoughts, every resident, all of your thoughts are incredibly important, so please let your council members know and be involved in the process. Again, thanks to the Fiscal Oversight Board, again, for 6 years of hard work, and that's all that I have for this evening.
Andy, I gotta make a comment. I'm the old 6-year-old veteran here, and it makes me feel so proud. All the hard work everybody did. We had to watch every nickel. And to be where we're at today, I just feel so glad, because
It is literally night and
Courtney,
day.
when I was talking about this, when I was on the pro temp, I said I'd go to those meetings, praying every day before I went to that meeting, this would happen. And it's a great moment, and I'm proud to see that.
Yep, I hope the residents will come in and take a look at that, because it sure does make you feel good. Sure does make you feel good. All right.
All right, very good. No public comment or executive session, and reporting for the Sheriff's Department.
All right, so I'm not Jack today, I'm Deputy Rice. So,
Can you
Deputy,
come
would
to
you
the
like to
podium,
come up
please?
here and?
Sorry, we just can't, the viewers can't hear.
We didn't get a report, did we?
so I'm Deputy Rice from Madison County Sheriff's Office. From October 10th to October 24th, we've had a total of 61 incidents here. We had 2 911 landline hang-ups. We had 4 alarm commercial drops. We had 1 animal complaint, 1 assault, 1 ATV complaint, 1 bad check, 1 business check, 4 civil process, 1 courtesy transport, 1 custody dispute, 1 death overdose, 1 disabled vehicle, 1 disturbance, 2 domestic disputes, 1 EMS ill person, 2 funeral escorts, 1 juvenile complaint, 1 lost property, 1 open door, 1 suicide threats, 3 suspicious person, 2 suspicious vehicles, 2 threats or harassments, 3 traffic jams or roadblocks, 17 traffic stops, 1 trespass, 1 unwanted guest, 1 vehicle crash with injuries, 1 vehicle crash non-injury, and 1 wanted person. And that's-
The unwanted people have been reduced.
Yeah.
and that is all for,
One good thing, Dylan, juvenile crimes went down since them kids are back in school.
yes, it is.
That made a big difference on that.
Yep.
So,
Anyone have any questions? Any questions?
No.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Misty had already kind of reported it to us a little bit, and she is under pressure to get ready for her vacation, so she is, will not be reporting tonight. And so we now, Village Administrator, Mr. Byrne.
Please come to the mic.
Mr. Byrne, to the mic, please.
Thank you, Mayor Darlington, members of council, and Courtney.
Hey, Courtney.
Misty was under the weather tonight. And she
You could
was-
tell.
You could tell. I mean, she was really hurting. I brought the wrong papers up there. I really don't have anything to report, other than we're still working on some things that I reported at the last meeting. Very busy. Tomorrow, it's gonna be a pretty interesting day. We got some volunteers coming over from Mali, and we're gonna tackle a little bit on the gazebo over there that's falling apart. So we'll get some floorboards down. We're gonna paint the floor, and then a little bit on the side. So we appreciate their help. It's great to have them. Other than that, do you have any questions?
Do you have any idea, have you found the other tree for the other side of our yard here?
Yes, we got a price on it and everything. I'm talking with Arbor. Hopefully, we'll have that this week.
Great.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, I like the idea of getting the old gazebo remodeled too. You know, November 11th, you're a Legion member too. We'll be there at the square, so it'll be good to have that looking good.
Yeah, I got to spend some time on it Sunday. There was a couple boards that were rotted out, and we got them fixed up, so make it last another 200 years.
Thank you.
Wasn't it moved though? Wasn't it over on this side? The gazebo
Yeah,
at one
well, it
time?
used to be part of the old racetrack, and they brought here in town in 1940. And a little bit of history news.
We had people asking about that, so that's good to hear where it came
was
from.
Where the old fairgrounds, where the Kia is now, that used to
Kia,
be the
what's
Mount. Well, right where the show plant is. That
Oh.
used to be the Mount Sterling Fairgrounds
Really?
from 1920 to 1950. And they decided to move it into town. And so, little history note on the side there.
They watched the racehorses there.
Yeah, racehorse, yeah. Yeah, they actually, it was big time, they even had
So
rodeos
it was
out there.
built before so it's 100 years old?
Yeah, it's well over 100 years old. It was built in 1885.
Whoa.
So it's been around a long time. They still fighting Indians yet, and they weren't Cleveland Indians, so.
Okay. We have nobody from zoning and building tonight. We do have a meeting tomorrow. Fiscal officer, that's you.
Would be me, okay. As far as the financials, I didn't get any comments, questions, concerns about the finances. As we roll into the last couple months of the end of the year, which gets a little dicey as far as, hopefully nothing, as we get into winter, nothing
Yeah, just don't even say it.
drastic gets, needs in repair or anything like that. So usually when we get down to the end of the year is moving money quite often in different rows. So hopefully, as we go into colder weather and snow and stuff like that, that it can hold off until our budget kicks in for the next year. Andy will probably touch a little bit on finance, about our work sessions. We've talked about budget a lot. He can talk about that. But as far as any questions, I always say this, revenues are above what's been expected or budgeted. Appropriations are under, which is exactly where you want to be. You want to be above in revenues and expenditures below what was budgeted. So if I don't have any questions, I am going to go ahead and ask for the motion to accept the reports, but I also have a note as well that will affect a meeting that's going to happen, that was supposed to happen tomorrow. So if I can ask for a motion to approve the appropriation status report, the revenue status report, the receipt listing report, the payment listing report, the comparison of budget and appropriated report, the cash summary by fund, and the reader report.
You have that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
David, Rob?
Roll call?
Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Rob?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of you guys have probably seen the flyer that was created about the Madison Plains Local School District was going to be having an open forum at the community center tomorrow. That has been moved. So I know a lot of people that either don't have kids and don't get that phone number or the email or hadn't, have access to Facebook. That's been rescheduled to November the 17th at 7 p.m. And it's very important that we do have people from Mount Sterling. You guys are taxpayers. Everybody sitting here is a taxpayer that lives within the district. It's very important to come and listen to this committee and listen to the district and, repairs, replacements of the facilities over here for, our grandkids, their grandkids, for, whoever.
Courtney,
new
will
people
we be
that come
allowed to
here.
ask questions at this meeting?
Yes, it is a
Yeah, I
public
suppose-
forum,
okay.
yep.
So we don't need to go to the one Tuesday night at Madison Plains?
It's been rescheduled, yes.
Okay.
So it's been rescheduled, and it's now November 17th at 7 p.m.
At the community center.
Yep.
Thank you.
So we'll circulate a different flyer with a different time and the date on there, and hopefully have, I know they've been picked up and, getting a banner out here to see if we can get something to advertise that. But I think it's very important for members of any community to come to these forums and express your concerns, have questions, see what the committee is proposing, and be able to, express your opinions and your concerns, and ask questions. I think it's very important that we all attend.
Okay, thank you.
And I'll circulate this around for your signature.
And thank you for your hard work on the, the 6-year,
Absolutely.
yeah, 6 years
It's
of,
been a ride.
that was time to get off. All right, committee reports, finance, Andy.
We did meet on, I believe it was October the 19th, to do an initial run-through of the budget to try to get it in a better form. We did tinker with it. That work product ultimately came to council tonight in a form of a work session, so that was good. We're making headway, we're making progress, we're gonna get this thing on a first reading. It will go on 3 readings, it will not be expressed through. Plenty of opportunity for public comment. Like I said, copies of everything will be in the lobby. We like to put them there in case you wanna pick them up and look and see just exactly how much a spindle or a bearing costs. It'll be in there. But other than that, we look forward to getting this wrapped up and the thing over to the county here as fast as we possibly can, as it is due. Our next meeting will be, there will be a work session, but that is TBD. We need to figure out when that's going to be. But the next regularly scheduled finance meeting, I am looking on my cheat sheet, and it should be November the 2nd at 3:30 p.m.
Oh, finance? Okay.
Finance, November
Okay.
2nd at 3:30 p.m.
Go.
Thank you. Pleasant Township, David?
We meet again on the first Monday in November.
Okay, very good. Squad, Rob?
We had met on the 12th at 8 p.m. There was nothing really new discussed. We voted to pay the bills, and we voted to get a brush guard for one of the rescues. We weren't able to put on one of the rescues because it's a truck style. The other 2 are van style. There's no really way to mount it, and this will protect against animal strikes, which hopefully will save us some money on deductibles in the future. We will meet again on the 9th of November at 8 p.m.
Very good. Fire, Bill?
We have our meeting on the 4th Thursday, or the last Thursday of every month, so this coming Thursday, you'll have a meeting. I have nothing new that I haven't already reported.
Chief Taylor was in here last week, I believe it was, or maybe I talked to him on the phone, and he did say the toy drive for Christmas will be gearing up around November 1st. New toys, unwrapped. So I'm sure he'll have more information for you to bring forward
Okay.
from that point on. Water, wastewater, Becky?
Yes. So our next scheduled meeting is going to be Wednesday, November the 2nd at 2:30. Tonight, as Andy's already alluded to, we were working on our budget, which included the water, wastewater section, and we're making some headway there. And hopefully, by next Wednesday, the 2nd, after our meeting, we will pretty much hopefully be locked into everything that we need for water and make sure we're on track.
Okay, very good, thank you. Street, Andy?
It's been very busy on the streets front, thanks to our efforts in getting contractor support. We will have street activity this week, so I'm very happy to get that out there. So one last project of the year, getting it in under the wire before the weather changes. So hopefully that all goes really well this week. Our next streets meeting will be November the 2nd at 8 a.m.
Okay. Parks and Rec, Becky?
Yes. Okay. So our next meeting will be Wednesday, November the 2nd at 7 p.m. And we will again be working on our stage 1 of our park project. We have, let's see here, we have authorized the fence repair out at the park. We've also authorized the concrete work to begin our memorial benches and trash can project. So that will probably, those 2 little projects will probably be completed before winter. So if we will be presenting our memorial bench program soon, how if you have a loved one or something you'd like to have a memorial bench, or we also may we may also allow businesses and/or families that everyone's still alive and you want to buy a bench. So we will be unrolling that really, really soon too. So we're excited, and yeah.
Do you have an estimated cost of how much the benches are?
We do not. We ordered the first bench with monies that we already had for Michael Starr. And yes, donations. And, you know, we haven't found out, we know how much the price was, but actually we ordered a foot longer than the one that was in the book. And we also don't know what freight was. So once we get a solid figure for that,
Or just a policy, I think, is what she's saying, is to establish a form, you know, what needs to be requested and.
yeah. But we'll, obviously when we come out with all that, we'll come out with the price as well.
Good.
Oh, was I still talking? Was I done? I'm really tired. I'm sorry. Yeah.
That was it.
Wednesday, November 2nd.
Yep, 7 PM.
Record of retention, Andy?
We haven't met since we last reported, so our next records meeting will be November the 4th at 8 a.m. Should be the first Friday.
Okay. Nuisance and abatement, Joyce?
Thank you. We haven't met since our last meeting. As a matter of fact, our last meeting was right before the council meeting on the 10th. Our next meeting will be on the 2nd at 6 PM. But what I would like to report is, I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm going to let Rob do that. We had a pretty successful cleanup day on Saturday. And made a lot of residents happy, cleaned up some more homes in the area. Again, I'm not gonna steal your thunder. I want Rob to report on that in a little
So
bit.
this last
so.
Saturday, our cleanup was an overwhelming success. I wasn't expecting as much of a turnout as what we got. Me and Bill were pretty busy in the morning, and we thought we were done. I said, go ahead and go home, Bill, enjoy your weekend, and I regretted it about
That was a
20 minutes
mistake.
after.
Sorry.
We were just so busy, and there was just such a huge response to it, and I ended up, the dumpster was overflowed with stuff stacked beside it. I went to so many houses, picked up so much stuff, and I felt bad because I had to lock the gates. There's still a lot of people wanting to come in. A lot of people wanted stuff picked up. However, unfortunately, I ran out of room. So with the council's blessing, I would like to hold another one Saturday, November 5th. For those that have items they want rid of, call into town hall, and I will come get it for you. Just give address and nature of the item and make sure it's at the curb. Again, we will not enter anybody's personal dwelling. And also make sure people know there's no tires, concrete, anything hazmat as far as like empty paint cans, no appliances that have Freon in it, and no computers or TVs. And make sure if you're coming to the dump, we're going to have somebody monitor this time. You have to be a resident of Mount Sterling. You can't be coming from 5 Points and getting rid of your trash. And this is not for regular household waste that Rumpke or Waste Management could pick up. This is for bulk items, couches, beds, mattresses, brush maybe from where you cleaned up that we will come get for you, or you can bring yourself to the dump. Usually we have a huge spring cleanup. However, I think this is going to help us in the long run. Why wait till spring? We can get it
Right.
done now. Let's take back our village and make it look nice.
Yep. Rob, I want to thank you very much for your efforts. You as well, Bill. We really appreciate it.
Sure do.
I don't know if you mentioned or not, probably so. I just want to reiterate, the next one will be on November the 5th, and it will be from 8 to noon.
Yes.
Okay, so hopefully if we get,
If I need to extend the time out, I have no problem with that.
Okay.
It just depends on how much of a turnout we have. If it's like it was last time, I have no problem extending it out till 4 p.m.
Can I get just a hair of clarification? So, do the residents all need to call and schedule, or if they put stuff at the road, will it get picked up?
no, they need
They
to call
need
and
to call and
schedule.
schedule.
Yes, ma'am.
Because
Okay.
otherwise, we would have to go
Just
down
drive
each
the whole
street
town,
looking.
right.
That
Right,
keeps
and
us from
we're not
grabbing
gonna commit to
something
doing
that
that.
somebody put out that, hey, I didn't want that taken, and you
Exactly.
and took it. But if you call and schedule,
Right.
it just covers the volunteers that are going and doing this to make sure that we don't, get into any sort of hot water.
Well, I know when I drove around later on Saturday or Sunday, or I think maybe even my husband told me about it, there was mattress and something else on a curb. And I can't remember if it was Columbus or Maine.
Maine.
It
I
was
saw
Main
one
Street.
on Main
Maine.
Street.
Okay, so that must have been it.
Church.
So I went home and I checked our list of people that have called in or shared with it on Facebook where I sent it
Yeah.
to you. And that address was not anywhere to be
No,
found.
I had a lot of people, because I put a
Yeah.
post on Facebook on multiple pages
Okay.
for people to get a hold of me directly if they
Yes.
needed something.
Yes.
And those that got a hold of me and reached out, I went and I
Yes.
got their stuff.
Okay, so, once again, please call Town Hall, and they'll get you on a list. Feel free to leave a message. I had some people saying that they were unsuccessful in reaching anyone, but again, I say, leave a message, because I know they check their messages, so don't be gun shy to do that, because they will get back to you, or one of
Absolutely.
us will. So thank you again for that, guys. You did a great job. We're very grateful for you, and we'll look forward to getting some more done on the 5th. And we'll meet again, like I said, on the 2nd at 2:30
Okay.
or
Safety,
3:30. When is it? At 6.
6.
6.
That too.
Doesn't matter to me, I'm
We're
retired.
gonna be here all day.
I'll be
so-
there. Well, we will be here.
We'll be in the direction of
November
what meeting
2nd is
we're in.
pretty active, yeah.
Ever just come and stay all day that day.
All right, thank you.
all righty. Safety block watch, Bill.
Nothing to report, that I haven't already reported on.
Okay. Planning and zoning, Andy.
We have not met, so that said, we will be meeting tomorrow night, which is great. We got a couple things to rummage through, and then in case anyone needs to get a variance in or any of those other things that the committee considers, the next one should be on November the 22nd. So it's at the tail end of the month. It always is the tail end of the month, and they always meet at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Are you meeting at 6 o'clock tomorrow night as well?
That is currently the plan.
Yep.
All right, we have no ordinances and resolutions. That takes us to roundtable. Does anyone have anything for roundtable?
I do. I just want to thank everyone who came out and supported the community center's holiday bazaar this past Saturday. There were 60 plus business owners. I know I delivered some meals over there, and I cannot believe that community center, every room was full. It was amazing. It made me very proud of how much that event has grown. And there was a shop hop as well, a lot of people out walking our streets, and it was a beautiful day. And I just want to thank everyone. I saw Rob's post about, he was there too. He was out picking up garbage and popped in there, supporting that event as well. And, it's always good when we get out and support everybody's events. So thank you for all of that. I want to thank Jeff, of course. He gets a lot of accolades about flowers. He's been watering those mums. And if you've noticed the big orange blob on Town Hall, he got that painted today. And tomorrow it'll look like a jack-o'-lantern. So we are, and then a turkey, and then a snowman. So that's the progression of that. So January, it'll be gone.
Hey, right?
Well, no, he turns white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he turns white after Thanksgiving, but he stays orange for the turkey. And then I also want to remind everyone, talking about supporting community events, want to remind everyone that the Haunted House and the Fall Festival is beginning. Well, they're going to set up beginning late Thursday evening, the 27th, so that's just a few days. And then the Haunted House is going to go the 28th, 29th, and 30th. On the 30th, I want to remind everyone at 2:30, there'll be a kids' costume contest, so you can get dressed up the day before trick or treat and come and be in that. And then there's an adult contest at 3 o'clock. So that's a lot of fun, and then it's a little less hectic for trick-or-treat night, since it's a school night and everything, so that won't be one more thing you have to do that night. So bring the kids and yourself out on Sunday and get in that contest. And then I also want to mention the Youth League's Trunk or Treat and little fall event is going on the 30th from 5 to 8 at Mason Park. And if you want to be someone that pulls your car up and gives out candy out of your trunk. They still have room for more trunkers, they're calling them. And I think they're going to have a bounce house out there and lots of other fun stuff. And I believe everything is free. Except for the concessions. There'll be concessions available out there, and all that money is a great cause. It just supports the youth league in their efforts for the ball season. So please come out and support that. And then also trick or treat is the next day on the 31st, 5 to 7. Just remind everyone about that. So that'll be Monday from 5 to 7. So I know we'll have extra sheriffs out that night. I know the safety committee is going to be out. Trying to protect our little trick-or-treaters, so that's going to be fun. And then last but not least, and I'll mention this again, but our Community Appreciation Dinner hosted by the American Legion and the Chamber of Commerce is Saturday, November the 19th, and that's 12 to 2. I'm pretty sure that's Michigan Day, usually is. The Legion has a big, bad TV you can watch out there, or you can call. Anyone can call the American Legion phone number, and we will deliver food to you. Anyone in our community. It's free meals, again, provided by the American Legion and the Chamber of Commerce. And if you are working here in town, you can call, and we will bring it to your job site. It is not for anyone of any income level. It's for everyone. It's turkey, ham, and all the fixings. It is a community appreciation dinner, and the more people that we get participating, the more excited we are. So please come out and
Or you can
or
pick it
call.
up there at the
Yeah,
Legion.
you can come in and sit down and eat there. You can pick it up there, or you can call us and we'll deliver it. Any of those 3 options.
Is there still a need for volunteers?
Absolutely. There's always a need for volunteers. And the thing, the women's group of the Legion, and then usually Courtney and I are back there doing food up in boxes, and we always need people delivering that food. So if you want to show up and deliver, that would be awesome. And it's a really great, free, really great day. So please consider doing that. And if you have any neighbors that may not see this and may not see a flyer, older neighbors or younger neighbors, whatever, and you just think they would really appreciate that, call and we'll take them a meal. We'll just go knock on their door and say here. So please, please take advantage of all these things that are happening within our community. And yeah, I think that's all I have.
There's one thing I wanted to touch on. With the festival, the haunted house going on, I spoke with Chief Taylor. I'm not sure. I think I talked to Bill about this.
You told me.
With the road being closed down, the alleyways behind really anywhere on this side of town, to alleviate the burden on fire and EMS, that parking is going to be an issue. There's going to be an influx of people here. Just make sure that all alleyways are kept clear. Nobody parks in an alleyway because it will be monitored. And if an alleyway is blocked because somebody parked there, they'll ultimately be towed. So make sure that no alleyways are blocked. So that way fire and EMS can get through if need be. And that's all I had.
On November 8th is Election Day, and we gotta remember, this is gonna be a big election. This see who controls the representatives and the Senate House. It'll be, and our governor. And I think it's a very big election on account of that. And also on November 11th, and we'll be honoring at Veterans Square there, the veterans. And I'm hoping it's not cold, because I don't need another cold. So, but I hope everything works out good. I just want to announce them too.
Do you have a time yet for the events?
We got to be there by 10:30, and everything starts at 11.
11 on Veterans Day?
Anyone else? All right, thanks for everybody staying this evening. We are adjourned.
Thank you. Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to tell you that about that, Joyce, but I'd seen Bill with the
Yeah.
cleanup, because we were worried about, traffic and stuff.
Yeah.
That's the only concern that Chief has. And because he said we used to, shut down